Hello friends and welcome back to Wanderlust Gaming. So today I want to talk about Ocarina of Time and I want to give my thoughts, and if you guys are wondering if it's still worth to play Ocarina of Time in 2025, the short answer is yes. The long answer is also yes. It's a really great game, it's just such an adventure from beginning to the end, and it keeps the classic Zelda formula really well. I think this is the standard for like a Zelda game. And here you guys can see I just beat it right now, so you can see uh, it's going through all the different levels in the game, and overall I had such a great time playing it. I went through it like really fast. Look at this. So I went through it really fast because I enjoyed it, and it's been like many years since I last played it and beat it, but I still remember every puzzle, every room. It's crazy how your memory works like that, right? So I gotta start by saying the music is really nice. It's and the graphics too are pretty good for a Nintendo 64 game. This was like crazy, and it's crazy that we're able to like play it like in such a small device. Now, if you guys are wondering what device I'm playing on, it's the RG406V. Highly recommended. It's about $150 right now. It's on sale, and it's good. It's really good for from NES until GameCube, PlayStation 2. You're good to go, and some of the very low-end Android games like Stardew Valley and stuff like that. So yeah, this I like the story. The story was pretty cool. You start with 3 dungeons, and then you play a few, and then you move on to like you get older, and then you do the dungeons, which are like massive. Um, and if it's your first time playing it, you're gonna struggle a lot because the game is like really punishing, and it can be frustrating, especially the puzzles. But nowadays with the you can look up some guides online or stuff like that, and it's really fun collecting all the items to move on to like the next stages of the game. And one of my favorite items is the hook shot, because you can like travel, like, well, you don't travel, but you can like hook to wood and stuff like that. And there's a lot of secrets that you can get with like every weapon that you acquire. I mean, it's the classic Zelda formula. It's not Breath of the Wild. I think Breath of the Wild is one of my favorite Zelda games, but this one still holds like a really special place in my heart, if I guess, right? Um, so yeah, I highly recommend to do at least one play of this game, Ocarina of Time. And I don't think you'll find it too outdated. I think the game was, I was able to finish it relatively quickly, just because I remember like every puzzle, what to do, everything. And it's crazy, just because, as soon as I enter the room, I kind of know like what I have to do. The enemies are not tough. They can be a little bit annoying, but it's part of the Zelda formula. It's if you play a Zelda game before, I think it does a great job in translating from 2D to 3D. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I think on this device, I was able to play just fine. I had to use the thumbsticks for the C buttons, but it was pretty easy, like nothing crazy. So yeah, look, here's the end. So now I'm gonna move on to Majora's Mask, but I think Majora's Mask is way more difficult than Ocarina of Time, because you actually have to travel back in time after the 3 days. So it's gonna be a little bit more of a challenge. At least with Ocarina of Time, I beat it many times, but I know Majora's Mask, I only beat it a few times. Then I'm gonna move on to the Wind Waker, and then I'll probably do some of the Game Boy Advance ones too. And then I'm gonna move back to Breath of the Wild. And unfortunately, I think Tears of the Kingdom, for me, that was like one of the worst It's not the worst Zelda game, but it's the laziest Zelda game ever. It's so bad for me, you know. I think Breath it just took Breath of the Wild, and I know people like the mechanics that you can like build your own things and stuff like that, but it was butcher. It wasn't done properly. I think that was supposed to be like on a different type of game, but they just got lazy towards the end and they were just like, ah, we'll just use the same map, you know. Very lazy game design, in my opinion. It, because Breath of the Wild is like up here, and Tears of the Kingdom is just like, at least for me personally speaking. But I still recommend Ocarina of Time if you're looking for like a really great adventure game with puzzles. With I think like the story is pretty good. It's kind of like simple when you compare it to like Expedition 33 or other games like that, but it still manages to surprise you. Um, the graphics are pretty good for an N64 game. I love this graphic style, very bright and joyful, So I highly recommend it. But yeah, this game's still pretty good for to play in 2025, guys. I was thinking it was gonna be outdated, especially since the 3D release, where it's easier to play the game because you have the touch panels to switch some items, so it makes life easier. But Ocarina of Time, the N64 version, still really good, guys. So I highly recommend. Okay, have a good day. Bye bye.